Hi, everybody. I'm Lee McQueen, and I'm an independent candidate for the United States House of Representatives, Arkansas's 4th District. I'm running as a progressive in the style of Bernie Sanders, and then also Shirley Chisholm, the first Black woman to enter the United States House of Representatives, and then also Barbara Jordan, right across the border in Texas. She was the second woman to enter the United States House of Representatives. And they were both progressive on economic issues and then also issues such as education, food, hunger issues, domestic worker salaries, things like that. Also, working to look at the current members of the United States House of Representatives, the legislation that they're working on, that I'm looking closely at and that I'm intending to support if it does not pass this session, the 115th session, if reintroduced for the 116th session, that I will likely co-sponsor and support. And there's many. I'm just going to let people know that Arkansas moves forward. That is my philosophy, a future Arkansas that belongs to all. And so I'm saying forth to the future. Let's go forth to the future, District 4. And that I'm very much looking forward at the possibilities of what Arkansas can be. And that with that in mind, I listed out the legislation that I'm looking closely at that I think that will be very helpful to pushing forth to the future. But anyway, in the arena of healthcare, healthcare for all, I'm looking at HR 676. This is the Medicare, Expanded and Improved Medicare for All Act. It was introduced by Congressman John Conyers. And then I'm also looking at women's reproductive health. This is HR 771. Equal access to abortion coverage and health insurance, or the Each Woman Act of 2017. This was introduced by Representative Barbara Lee. In terms of education and opportunity, I'm looking at a type of college for all that Arkansas has made efforts at providing free college tuition in some high need areas, but I feel that we need to go statewide and that we can. So HR 1880, College for All Act of 2017. This was introduced by Pramila Jayapal. In terms of jobs and economic growth, definitely something that the people of Arkansas have repeated to me over and over. Jobs, 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 over and over as I go in the community, as I've door knocked and canvassed and had conversations. Jobs, jobs, jobs. So I'm looking at worker rights, HR 15, Raise the Wage Act. This was introduced by Representatives Bobby Scott and Keith Ellison. I'm looking also at hemp as a cash crop. This is HR 3530, Industrial Hemp Farming Act of 2017, that Arkansas has abundant forests, trees, lots of paper milling, and that in the state of Kentucky, they are looking at introducing hemp as an industrial cash crop for industrial purposes, and that I feel that that would be good to add to the mix of strong agricultural products that are created here in Arkansas, and that it creates jobs, textile jobs, production, manufacturing jobs. Hemp does, and that people are wanting jobs and they're looking for jobs, and this is an opportunity. In terms of tax reform and financial services, I'm looking at Tax on Wall Street, HR 1144, Inclusive Prosperity Act. This was introduced by Keith Ellison. Also, in terms of energy and natural resources, I'm looking at two bills. One is a type of bill protecting the environment. This is HR 2242. This is Keep It in the Ground Act, introduced by Representative Jared Huffman. In terms of renewable energy development, because if we're keeping fossil fuels in the ground, renewable energy development is what gets elevated. And this is HR 3671, Off Fossil Fuels for a Better Future Act. This was introduced by Representative Tulsi Gabbard. In terms of security and foreign affairs, I'm very much for and supportive of responsible foreign policy, and that it's gotten out of control where we have a Congress that has decided not to take any responsibility for what's happening in terms of use and then abuse of our own military troops in terms of authorizing military force, that they've refused to take responsibility. And that I do feel that the United States Congress needs to step up to the plate and recover that authorization from the president and put it and return it back to the Congress where it belongs, what the framers of the Constitution intended, that Congress is responsible to the people of the districts that they represent for how they cast votes in terms of war. And so, definitely supportive of that. HR 608, Stops Arming Terrorists Act of 2017. This is introduced by Representative Tulsi Gabbard, that our military troops should not have to go out into the world and fight against the arms that we sold to these nations that in turn want to use them against us. That's obscene. And I don't support that. And so, in terms of civil liberties, and then civic participation, several voting rights, HR 2840, Automatic Voter Registration Act. This was introduced by David Cicilline. And then in terms of criminal justice and immigrant rights, HR 3227, Justice is Not for Sale Act of 2017. This is introduced by Raul Grijalva. And then I'm also supportive of a scale back and a drawdown on the drug war. This is a Justice Valve Act that I'm going to link in the description. Definitely supportive of that people have been hurt by some policies that have lingered from the 70s and 80s and 90s, and it's been proven that these do not work. Trickle down economics, supply side economics, does not result in more jobs. Now, if the intention for supply side economics, voodoo economics, if that was to make CEOs richer, okay, well then it worked. Otherwise, no, it didn't work. And then also the drug war. It's not, we haven't won it, and we're not gonna win it because it's not even a war on drugs, it's a war on people, and that people have been hurt. And so I think that needs to stop, and many things need to start. And so I'm looking forward to the future of Arkansas. Definitely legislation at the federal level that I can co-sponsor or vote up if it's reintroduced. And then also lobbying efforts as I carry the needs of the people of District 4 to the United States Congress and let people know what the people here need in order to be functioning at the highest level of their prosperity possible. And that the people of District 4 do deserve that, and that it takes their U.S. representative being responsible and not dictating to them, not lecturing to them, not lying to them, and not lying about them, which has been done about what's going on down here, that needs to stop too. And so I'm looking forward to a future Arkansas for all, getting some things done, getting some things started, getting some things stopped. But most of all, getting it started. And I say, hey, let's run for Congress.